It may initially seem difficult to learn how to fish, but it is really much easier than you think. Learning as much as possible about rods, bait, tackle and fishing spots are all great things to know. Read the following article if you want to know how to fish. Fishermen should always wear clothes that blend in with the environment when they fish. Fish don't see all that well, but they do see colors. So avoid wearing bright colors or obvious patterns that could alert the fish or scare them away. The most important fishing comes down to having a very sharp hook. A sharp hook makes sure that your fish will remain hooked on as you reel it in. Check the points on your hooks frequently, and replace those that have become dull and worn. Make sure to be safe by staying well under the weight capacity so that you are being safe out on the water. Grubs make a very good bait for catching bass. These little insects will help you catch some large fish. They are often used to catch largemouth bass. They work great when you're fishing in highland reservoir areas where coverage is limited. Change the color of the artificial bait if you are not having any luck. This is especially true when you've been out all day without a bite. Fish are usually interested in bait that is shinier than usual, or a different shade than they are used to, which might just equal a catch for you. Fatten up worms the night before your fishing trip so that you can easily hook them into more fish. The cool temperature and added humidity assists in fattening up the worms. The improved cinch knot is the preferred method of attaching a lure or hook to your fishing line. Be aware of the odor your hands. If your hands have an unnatural scent, or your hands have some other unnatural scent, this odor could get on your bait. This can cause you to catch no fish out there in the fish. Smallmouth and walleye can actually be very picky about the type of live bait you may choose. It never hurts to pack a dozen or so leeches in case they don't go for your other bait. Leeches can survive if you keep them in a plastic or styrofoam container with a small amount of water. Be aware of your bait's color and how it will look to fish. You want to use bait that fish will be able to see. If the water happens to be murky that day, use bait that is bright and that can easily be seen. When the water is clear, you want to use darker colors that don't blend with the surroundings. Don't fight with fish on the line if you want to throw back. Fighting with a fish can cause serious injury. Just let it go if you fish in so as to avoid killing it during the fight. Stay calm when you are lucky enough to hook a large fish. You may have to fight. The last thing you should do is attempt to immediately reel the big guy in because you risk damaging your fishing rod and or losing the fish. Set your drag to allow the fish tires out so that you can reel it in gently. Fishing can be a fun hobby for many different people. You can fish in the great outdoors with friends, family, or even by yourself. When you learn about the different aspects of fishing, you will be able to become a pro-style fisherman. Keep these tips in mind when you plan your next fishing adventure. Please click the link in description to check out the right strategies for your next fishing trip.